Welcome to the second annual GQ Men of the Year Awards. My name is Thabiso Makubela from the Expresso Morning Show, and I'm going to be your host tonight as we celebrate and honor those who have really blazed the trail in the year 2020. I don't know if I'm the only person who feels this way about this year, is that every single time I've had to say anything about 2020, you almost want to take a deep breath in and out, right? That's a shared sentiment with everyone, really, for everyone, because this year really has been difficult. It's changed so much of what we know. It's changed the way that we do business. It's changed the way that we do life. It's changed the way in which we connect with one another. But the really beautiful thing that we're going to be celebrating tonight are all those people who really have given us a glimmer of hope. It's going to be a fantastic one, and I invite you guys to connect with the event and interact with this platform on social media at GQ South Africa using that hashtag GQMOTY or GQMOTY. This event is in association with Hennessy V.S.O.P and of course proud partners BOSS Perfume as well as Lexus. Without wasting any more time, let's welcome on stage the Editor-in-Chief of GQ South Africa, Mr. Molefe Khumalo.
Thank you so much, Thabiso. Thank you for that. And thank you so much to everybody for joining us. We do know we're living in unprecedented times, and you joining us during this time is totally appreciated. First of all, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Hennessy, BOSS Perfumes, and Lexus. And also, I'd like to thank Paul Smith. A lot of you have been saying I'm looking pretty dapper. I do agree with you. So I'd like to thank Paul Smith for that. So GQ Men of the Year 2020. Quite an interesting event, simply because this year has been exceptional itself. It's been a year like no other. The pandemic changed the way we live, changed the way we see a lot of things. And this year we are celebrating people who managed, despite the pandemic, to be absolutely excellent, absolutely wise, inspirational, and just exactly what GQ Men of the Year stands for. And what's amazing about it is it's not only men. We also have women who have really just broken the glass ceiling in 2020. So we're definitely looking forward to celebrating with you. And GQ is 2021 this year. For the second annual GQ Men of the Year, we're 2021. So thank you so much for joining us. Thabiso, over to you.
Very much, Mo. I think we need a warm, huge round of applause. In fact, and I forgot to mention this very important point or fact, is that Molefe, of course, is the brand new, I think announced last month, in November, as the brand new Editor-in-Chief of GQ South Africa. So this is the first time that he's hosting an event like this for GQ. But of course, he's been with the team for a long time and has obviously made such incredible contributions. So congratulations on that. So we're going to get into our first set of winners or honorees for tonight. And the first person that we are going to be looking at is RN, who is the Innovator of the Year. RN is RN Postumus, who started an incredible platform during the times of lockdown. When lockdown kicked off and the president announced that we were going to be taking a sort of leveled approach in how the country manages this, everyone was confused. Nobody knew what to do. Everyone was confused about what was allowed to do or to be done, what we could do, what we couldn't do. And it was all confusing. There were so many regulations all over the place. And we really needed one central place, which didn't exist at the time, where we could access all the information about lockdown in a way that is fresh, that is simple, that is easy to understand. And he really stepped up and he launched an app called the Lockdown Bozza, which many of you probably have heard of. A groundbreaking app, because within its first week of launching, it already had over 1 million people going onto the app looking for information constantly. And as it happens in the tech world, they experienced a bit of a crash, but they found really interesting ways of making sure that they managed the demand, and they really stepped up and became available to South Africans during that time. And that is why this is someone that GQ wants to honor in this way, because being a GQ Men of the Year or Woman of the Year speaks to exactly that. It speaks to being able to find intelligent and genius ways of solving problems and keeping things afloat when it otherwise seems impossible. So please, ladies and gents, put your hands together for the Lockdown Bozza. We'll have a mic for him.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting because I didn't anticipate speaking at this event. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for the recognition and thank you to everyone here. I hope you all got some use out of the app. It was actually something that myself and my business partner, Adam, decided to put together right after lockdown regulations were announced. We basically didn't sleep for 4 days, just bashed out as much code as we could. We shared it on WhatsApp and it just blew up. So it was more than 1.5 million people in the first 72 hours. And it was very interesting. Yeah, and I think a more overarching message is South Africans need to realize the power of technology in solving problems where we really, really need the help. It's interesting to speak about how Instagram took over social media or how Tesla can make really good cars. But why don't we talk about how technology can solve for jobs in South Africa? You know, why don't we talk about how technology can bring more foreign direct investment in South Africa? And I just want to stand on a public platform and say, I'm here, I'm in technology, I want to produce African products, solving African problems first and foremost. Yeah, and I think we need to realize the power of technology and really start investing in it in South Africa. Thank you.
And Bonolo will hand you your stunning Men of the Year trophy, of course. Congratulations to our Innovator of the Year. Congratulations. Please do take a seat over there because you will be having a chat with Molefe a bit later on, talking about really your ways of finding these problem-solving platforms as you do. The next lady that I'm going to announce is really incredible. She became the face of lockdown, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree with me. She came during a time where all of us were looking for entertainment. TV channels weren't giving us fresh entertainment that's necessarily positive and uplifting and related to COVID-19. We were all looking for something to make us laugh, for something to make us or help us forget about lockdown and help us forget about COVID-19. And one way to do that is to make people laugh and find really unusual ways of doing it. And our winner of Entertainer of the Year is Elsa Majimbo. Unfortunately, Elsa Majimbo, who is all the way out in Kenya, wasn't able to join us tonight. But this shows you really just how much of an impact she has had just being in Kenya and being able to influence not just the African continent, but has been able to really touch people outside of the continent as well. But this is what she had to say.
I want GQ, Man of the Year, Entertainer of 2020. Like, I expected it, but like not this good. I mean, I'm not complaining. You know, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. This is like those awards you see people getting, and you're in the crowd clapping, but you never be expecting to watch the clap. You know, like that was crazy. I'm so happy. I'm so excited, and thank you so much, guys. You know, every one of you is the one who's made me, you know, this growing success, and I am immensely happy and immensely grateful. I couldn't have asked it for any other way. So thank you. And literally, let me tell you, literally, I would have been at the award show live, but it's a pandemic. Literally hilarious.
You've got to love it. One more time, Elsa Majimbo, our Entertainer of the Year. And of course, it's not a mistake. It's not that she's won that. And our next winner has made such a great impact in the world of fighting gender-based violence and really spreading that message, really leading that charge. The Mankind Project, and I'm sure many of you have seen them on TV, you've heard about them, you've read about them. They've worked so hard, especially this year. We've seen and heard their voices shine a lot more. Ladies and gents, our activist of the year, Mlu Sibanda of the Mankind Project.
Sanibonani. Thanda ukubonga abakwaSibanda ovodlozo maqhobo tawuduna abaswela amabala babike enkosini. Wow. It's a beautiful time to be alive as a man and take responsibility and realize that all we've been taught has been lies, you know, because we've been defining ourselves in masculinity and patriarchy tendencies, that the community is no longer safe anymore. And thina lapha esiphuma khona sithi uthango ludla amakhomane. It means men have stopped protecting the nation. And when the nation is not protected, we are eating it. You know, what is our legacy going to be like? So I represent an organization called MKP. MKP, we create safer spaces for men to be vulnerable, for men to talk about trauma, because a lot of men carry a lot of collective trauma. They don't find spaces where they can open up. And especially me as a black man, but now that I know what it is like to be vulnerable, what it is like to see a person for who they is, and like Steve Biko says, we have to move beyond the struggle. So for me, I speak for economically freedom, mental health, and food, and everything, and awareness, and just inviting men sometimes to hold the space and to listen to other men, what they are saying, what they are going through, without even being judgmental or without even linking the story to themselves, to be intertwined into that, but just to recognize a person for what they're going through. And the sad part for me is like we are human and we feel connection. I miss hugs, you know? But what has helped me during the pandemic is the eye contact, something that I really take. And I would like to ask each and every one of you and to your families, please see a person for who they are. Look at them, honor them, be kind. We're going through a lot. We need each other to exist, you know? Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Mluleki Sibanda of the Mankind Project, of course. Wonderful work that you are doing. One of the things that I've been most excited to see tonight and to hear is really the conversation and the chat around how all of these winners that we are honoring tonight have been able to come up with these genius ways and these really intelligent ways of finding solutions to everyday problems, but of also just making a difference in the communities that they serve. And what's going to happen now, and you'll see this with each category, with each block of winners, is that Mulife will then engage our winners and have a bit of a conversation with them. And this starts right now.
All right. Somlu, Aram, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. So one of the things that has been at the forefront in terms of 2020 has been really mental health for men. So what I want to find out for you as individuals, so I'll start with you, Aram. How has mental health played a huge role in what you have done in terms of your work, and as well as you being a man?
So I think it's a very challenging question, and it's something that definitely we need to think about and we need to address. For me personally, 2020 has been a year to almost cocoon oneself. And to focus on your craft, focus on trying to create something that is meaningful and brings value. And we're living in a very rapidly changing world. 2020 has been a year that really has made us realize that, and realize that change is not something that you can always control. And to accept that change and to move and flow with it. There's a lot of change that needs to happen in the space of gender-based violence. I'm fortunate enough to have a partner who's fighting the exact same fight, and yeah, I think 2020 has been a very difficult year for a lot of people. Equally, it's been a very good year for a lot of other people. And it's okay to recognize that sometimes change is hard, extremely hard and challenging, but oftentimes in the very long run, it's for the best. And I think we may see that from a lot of the changes that are coming through from 2020 as we move forward.
Cool. And for you, Mlu, for a lot of us as men, we talk about GBV, but we don't sometimes actively do something about it. Where does your mind space have to be in order for you to actually say, you know what, I'm doing something about it. I'm not just tweeting. I'm not just, where does your mind space have to be? And how has it been challenged in 2020 for you?
Thank you for that question. I think one of the beautiful things that has happened in my life is to have a lot of women around me and get to listen without responding or without reacting, because I embody patriarchy and also I embody privilege, as a man, that I can walk at Mandela Bridge. No one can ask me anything, but women can walk into certain spaces. So for me, that has been a big issue to say what's going on behind the walls, where people are confined into a certain lifestyle that they're not used to. People are confrontational every day. You wake up to a certain person, like especially in relationships. A lot of people haven't spent time because people work and people move into. So the biggest challenge for me is to know what's going on with the children, because the children that we raise are going to make a nation. And if we're not a great nation, that means we're not raising any future, and the future cannot be raised with the presence. So one thing that I learned at MKP, because we had to cancel because of the COVID, so we do trainings. It was something painful to me, but I ended up realizing that it is a situation that is different. No one has ever experienced this. And men lost economy, so sometimes you become angry because finances are not going in, you're in debt, you're losing your house, you're losing your cars and everything. And the image of an ego comes on as a man, to say, I should be this, and you're not pretending. But I think the support system that has been there for me is the brothers that I've created in MKP, just to check on each other, And I encourage everyone to sometimes just call a person and say morning, Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Aram and Mlu, thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Tabiso, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mulefe. Another huge round of applause for our winners, Aaron, of course, as well as Mluleki Sibanda of the Mankind Project, our first set of winners tonight at the GQ Men of the Year, second annual GQ Men of the Year Awards 2020, in association with Hennessy V.S.O.P Privilège, as well as BOSS Parfums and Lexus, South Africa. We're going to take a bit of a break with dinner being served shortly, and when we do return, we will be, of course, going through our next set of winners. Lots of exciting categories still coming through your way, but please do continue to engage with the event on social media. The hashtag is GQMOTY, GQMOTY, and that tag is at GQ South Africa. Mr. DJ, some jams. We're getting into our second category or second section of the night, which is proudly brought to you by Hugo Boss. Of course, they are the proud partners with BOSS Parfums. And this is the GQ Men of the Year 2020 in association with Hennessy V.S.O.P Privilège. I would like to call on stage Tinashe Choto, who is the representative of Hugo Boss South Africa.
Thank you for joining us. So Tinashe, you as Hugo Boss Parfums are giving out the Man of Today award.
Correct.
Can you tell us what that award is about and why GQ Man of the Year is ideal for this?
So Hugo Boss is a very luxury fragrance, musk, very subtle in its aura. It aligns with the luxury of GQ, and we are appreciative of giving that award today.
Yeah. Cool. So I would like you to go up on the podium and announce the winners for the Hugo Boss Man of Today. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So I have a little statement that I want to share with everyone about Hugo Boss. and I am going to read it out. I have the great privilege of presenting this year's Hugo Boss Man of Today. This award is presented to highly deserving men and women who demonstrate the values of Hugo Boss. What does the man of today constitute? In a world where the path of self-fulfillment is more deserving, it's diverse, every man is free to be the person he wants to be. The opportunities and challenges of this journey, the choices he makes, add to the richness of the personal story. The modern and multifaceted man of today has achieved the balance between different aspects of his life, professional success, social engagement, and family values. He makes the most of every moment while inspiring others to do the same. Also, reminds us of every man is the man of today. This year, our award is presented to two recipients from Move of the Nation, an organization founded by Kabelo Mabalane and Petani Kuzwayo, who walked from Johannesburg to Durban to raise COVID funds. We believe being a man of today is about finding ways to use whatever influence you have to make lives better. Ladies and gentlemen, this year the recipients of Boss of Man of Today award goes to Kabelo Mabalane and Petelani Kuzwayo.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks, brother. Thanks,
Thank you, thank you. Cool.
Oh, sanitize. Awesome. Good. Do we have to say something?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Good evening, everyone. So we ran, we didn't walk.
You ran.
Please.
Good enough.
Okay. We ran. But yeah, thank you so much for the award. As much as I appreciate, the sentiment that this award represents, I really do feel, though, however, it's like, awarding a fish to swim. That's what a fish does. It swims, right? What I'm trying to say is I really believe that any form of kind of influence, notoriety, power is all for one purpose, and is to serve our communities. I challenge every single one of you here today. If you're not serving your community, you really need to reassess, because it's something that we all need to do. So thank you very much for this award. Thank you to GQ. Thank you for having us here tonight, Molefi.
Thank you.
Am I getting my eau de parfum?
Boss bottled.
Yeah.
Boss bottle. There we go.
Cool.
I think you've spoken for the both of us. Thank you so much for the award, and I guess everyone around is looking forward to a smashing 2021, right?
Yeah.
I think you've said enough, Kabza. Thank you so much.
Cool. You're still on this side as well. Yeah, we're still sitting just for a quick chat.
And thank you so much, Tinashe, of course, who is the representative for Hugo Boss South Africa. And the next award is for Musician of the Year. This next artist has had us all filling dance floors, has had people do interesting things at all family gatherings. We've seen all sorts of different corporates really call people out of lockdown to resume, or rather return to the office just to do a bit of a choreographed dance to this particular man's music. It has gone beyond the shores of South Africa, and we've seen the biggest stars and the biggest sportsmen in the world take to the dance floor, including Cristiano Ronaldo, and do a dance to this one. It's Master KG who gave us Jerusalem. A big round of applause for Master KG, who is our Musician of the Year. But unfortunately, Master KG wasn't able to join us tonight, but this is what he had to say.
Hello everyone, this is Master KG, and I just want to say thank you GQ South Africa Man of the Year Awards 2020 for the beautiful recognition of Best Musician of the Year. This is amazing, thank you so much. I'm so honored to be part of these awards. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I could not make it because I'm outside the country. I'm in Tanzania right now. Anyway, enjoy the show.
Congratulations, Master KG. It takes a community to build a brand and a star like Master KG. Even though he wasn't able to make it, Mulao, who is one of his team members and his management team members at that, has a few words to say on behalf of Master KG.
Thank you very much. My name is Mulao Rammala. I am Master KG's manager. Thank you for the wise words. He made mention that it takes a community to raise a child. But unfortunately, in the world of today, a coherent community is very hard to find. I'm not really here to say much. I think Master KG has said enough. He's currently in Tanzania. I also arrived in the country today to receive this award. I was with him in Uganda. And thank you very much. Thank you, South Africa, for the support that you have shown us. This is really an honor, and this is an example that we learn on a daily basis, especially with the song Jerusalem, that the world can be united. Through love, the world can be united. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well said, well said. And I think the one thing that's common as a thread, a common thread with all of our winners tonight is that they're all so different. They all operate in different spaces. But the one thing that really makes them all the same is that they effect change in one way or another. In a time where entertainment and love and all of that and dance is needed, Master KG took to the studio and recorded that hit. And of course, Kabelo and Peteleni, they went and ran all the way from Johannesburg to Durban, raising funds in effort to obviously support COVID-19 efforts. And our next winner is the winner in the category of Humanitarian of the Year, the Ladles of Love. And I have a special connection with the Ladles of Love because this year for Mandela Day, I had the privilege of joining them in Cape Town, and we were slicing up bread. I mean, lots. How many slices of bread did we do, David? 304,000 sandwiches that we've made on Mandela Day in 1 hour, ladies and gents. And wow. It was such a privilege. I personally have such a strong connection to this organization because they do such fantastic work. And I really do have such great respect for them, particularly in Cape Town, where I live. There's a huge, huge homelessness issue and challenge. And it's easy to go the functional route of just making sure that the people are fed, which is fantastic and it's great. And we really do take our hats off to people who do that. But to take it a step further and layer that with love, these people who often do receive the food, and yes, do receive the bread, but love often isn't something that anyone focuses on as an approach. The Ladles of Love do such great work in that regard. And our Humanitarian of the Year for the GQ Men of the Year 2020 is the Ladles of Love. David, over to you.
Hello, hi, can you hear me?
I said David, but it's actually Denny. It's Denny, but you know, I mean, it could be the same thing.
Thank you very much. I very innocently got an email from Molife, and I had to read it a few times, and I thought I was in line to possibly win an award, so I read it a few times before I realized that I actually did win the award, and it was really touching. You know, Ladles of Love was founded on the basis of a very ancient Sanskrit word, seva, spelled S-E-V-A. And seva means giving of yourself, wanting nothing in return. What I've come to realize when you perform seva is that you do get in return. You get recognition like this. You know, I get to go out and see the communities. I get to go out and see the people that we work with to help the community. And I'm just blown away by people that have really so little that give so much to their community. These mamas that wake up every day, some days some of them 7 days a week, others, but in general it's like 5 to 7 days a week. They will get up and start cooking, cooking for the kids, cooking for the community, and I think you know, Ladles of Love has been able to achieve what it has only because of everyone, all of you out there. You know, I got to what COVID has taught me is that we as human beings, when we come together, what we can achieve. Like on Mandela Day, literally in 1 hour we made 304,000 sandwiches. That's a world record. We've distributed over 3.5 million sandwiches. We've done over 1 million kilos of food that we've distributed to the community, and we've only done that because of everyone out there. The people that turned to Ladles, gave us their money and trusted us to do the work that needed to be done. And so that's what COVID has taught me. It's shown me that, and what it's shown me now is that we need to continue. Like Mabelang, was it, that said, you know, we've got to be a community, we've got to continue. Life is, nowadays, there's so many people that need our help, and we need to continue to help, because only together can we try and uplift communities and work together. So I really encourage everyone to do something. Donate a small amount, do something small, because we have to. COVID is here, is staying with us at the moment, and it just shows. And I've really got to see what we as community can achieve together. So I really do ask everyone to please continue, do something good, be kind, be love. I like to call, we've come up with this term, #LoveActivists. Be a love activist. Yeah. Spread love, spread kindness, because that's who we are as human beings. We are that kindness, we are that love. Like Nelson, I can't remember who said it, hate is taught to us. So let's just be love. But Molifa, thank you.
Thank you,
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Please come here. I literally have one question. Please take a seat. So I literally have one question. And every time I think about when someone does something, and especially giving, I always wonder, where does that come from? For you, Kabelo, when did that trigger come from for you to become this giving person, giving of your time, running to Durban without expecting anything back? Where was that foundation built?
I think, you know, I'm from Soweto. I didn't grow up in a necessarily wealthy family. My parents worked very hard. And all the need that I've tried to meet throughout my whole life is a need that I can identify with. And, you know, by virtue of being able to identify with it, I just felt duty-bound, you know, to get involved. I mean, now when we ran to Durban, you know, to try feed 10,000 children for a year, we only managed to raise money enough to feed about 3,000. You know, we missed our mark, but still a good effort nonetheless.
Definitely.
And like I've always said, I've got 2 children, and, you know, just being inundated with those numbers that we were getting from the news every single day of people going without, and looking at my 2 children being in essence in a position of privilege, you know, I felt moved to get involved, and I reached out to Peteni, who also, coming from Soweto, identifies with that need. So it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. And for you, Peteni?
Yeah, so I guess for me, there's 2 key things. By serving, one of the greatest things happen. You're actually able to untap natural gifts that you have. It's amazing how we chase and chase and chase to succeed. And people that succeed give off their talents, right? And in serving, naturally that comes out. So that's the first thing. The second thing is it breaks the spirit of selfishness. I think we get wired to be this, that, and the other. At school, you've got to be in the top 3. If you're not in the top 3, there's a problem. If you're not in the top 10, there's something about serving that breaks a spirit of always wanting to be in the top whatever. But that doesn't mean you can't be the best of who you are, right? And I guess having run so many marathons between me and him, we've got 20 Comrades marathons. One thing that you realize about Comrades Marathon is that it celebrates people coming in right at the end. So the very last people get celebrated like they've won.
Yeah.
So serving is just a natural coming out of a running space. We've been at it for so many years. And those are the key things that came out of it. And when it was time to head to Durban, you know, you just kind of bounce those two things off. And off we went. Headed down to KZN.
Cool. For you, Dan?
I've come to...
Okay. Yeah,
I've come to realize that we as human beings, we're all kind. We have compassion in us, we have empathy in us. That's who we are, it's the essence of who we are. But I think we just get overwhelmed with what to do, and we feel, and there's so much out there, there's so much need out there that we become overwhelmed. And I think that's the challenge. It's, for me, I was just very lucky. As I said, I was taught the Sanskrit word seva, and it really resonated with me. And it's part of the Eastern philosophy to go out and do seva. It's part of, you know, do meditation, do seva, do chanting. That's all part of keeping you grounded. And we had to go and do seva the one day, and it was serving the homeless people a cup of tea. And it just clicked for me because I was in the restaurant at the time. I was in the city center, lots of homeless people, and it just clicked for me. So I was blessed. And because of that, we try and make volunteering easy so that people can come and experience volunteering, and hopefully for them something will click.
Cool. Thank you so much. I think we're going to take a really short break, and we're going to do Women of the Year soon after this. Yes, we're going to have Easy Freaks on stage, and we're going to do Women of the Year soon after our break. Thank you. Cabs, we need a picture.
A huge round of applause for our winners one more time of the Hugo Boss Men of Today, Kabelo Mabalane, the Hugo Boss Men of Today, Peteni Kuzwayo, as well as Musician of the Year, Master KG. In the mix there, Humanitarian of the Year, Ladles of Love with Denny Diliberto, and of course such fantastic words that they've shared around what drives them to give. And hopefully that's inspired all of us now to step back and reflect and look at ways in which we can step in and be the change that we want to see. And of course, as Malifa did mention, the next category, it's equally exciting, really just highlighting those geniuses, those really intelligent people who in their own way have gone out and just given all of us hope in this year. The categories of Designer of the Year, Editors Award, which will be handed out, as well as the Woman of the Year. Very important category for GQ South Africa and all of its sponsors to recognize not just men who do such incredible things in their respective industries or their fields, but women as well. And the next woman who will be, of course, awarded is no stranger. Whether she is working on our screens or behind the mic on radio, or doing fantastic work with girls in various communities, getting them through school and driving the education for women and for girls agenda. She really does it all so effortlessly, but with so much impact. She has changed so much in any space that she's ever occupied, really breaking records, breaking molds. I mean, there are not enough words, of course, to describe the amount of work, to recognize the work that she has done, but also how she has inspired in her genius. Mulifa, you're ready to award our Woman of the Year.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much. So, over the years, GQ as a brand has changed the way we profile women, the way we speak about women in the brand. Initially, it was very objectified and almost one-dimensional. What has happened now is we still love our women, but we are celebrating women who are powerful and owning their own space, and they're basically cementing who they are. And today, this year's 2020 Women of the Year is an amazing woman, as Tabiso mentioned. She is, you basically, so I was reading somewhere that you know that someone is doing great and is big when you can just say their first name and people can figure out who they are. So ladies and gentlemen, please may you put your hands together as we welcome the Woman of the Year for 2020 GQ Man of the Year, Bonang Mateba.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm very paranoid about coronavirus, so I'm going to speak to you through my my mask, if you don't mind. Thank you very, very much to GQ, and I think to Melefe, congratulations on your new appointment.
Thank you.
It really is an honor. It's been a tough year, I think, for a lot of us, myself included. I found myself kind of finding a lot of... It took a lot more this year to kind of, get one going and get one out the door and get one up and off the bed. But I want to thank everybody that has supported me, through 2020, to all my fans who hopefully will see this, who continue to support all the crazy ideas that I have, to my friends and family and my wonderful team, and, to everybody that has a dream. It might take 5 years, it might take 15 years. Just do what you need to do and, hold on. I think 2020 has really taught us that all of us have a little bit more strength than we thought we did. We're a little bit more tenacious than we thought we were. And I think there's a lot more that we can get through to our own surprise. So I hope 2021 is better for all of you. And I hope that we're safe again and that we get to razzle a little bit more and get things to normal, if ever they will. But thank you very much. It is truly an honor. In a year that was so difficult, I think just for women, for South African women, for people in general, I don't take this, lightly. I appreciate and I celebrate every single honor. So it really is a big one. So thank you, and thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, B. Cool. Oh, okay, I thought my mic was off.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Woman of the Year.
Thank you.
So you were our first standalone
female
cover.
I believe so.
Yes, and you've moved from that to being GQ Woman of the Year 2020.
Yes.
So for me, what I wanted to find out from you is how did you maneuver 2020 in a way that made you literally continue to be inspiring, continue to be wise, and continue to help shape culture with lockdown, with not being able to go out, not being able to touch people? What was your strategy, if any?
Well, 2020 I leaned a lot into my plan Bs. I had a lot of plan Bs that I think I had to put into play this year because a lot of the things that many of us wanted to do, unfortunately those things weren't possible. So I've had to lean a lot on things that I planned to do, but not as, I would have hoped it was under different circumstances. But I think I have, great faith. I have a great family. I have a great God. So with those three things, there's very little I cannot achieve. So my faith has been tested a lot this year. I think all our faith has been tested this year. I depended a lot on prayer and hoping tomorrow will be another day. And implementing things and throwing, caution to the wind and hoping something will catch and something will go well. But I'm grateful that I was a source of inspiration. I think a lot of the projects that we did this year, A Very Bonang Year, which got 4 million viewers on SABC1, was a first of its kind. Thank you. So I think the timing of that project was also so great because it's just packed with so much inspiration and a lot of light and love and lightheartedness at a time where, people really needed it. So I'm always grateful to be a vessel, to be a tributary, to be a blessing. God gives to you so he can give through you. So whether it's your time, your energy, your space, or what you know, just share. It might change somebody's life or day.
Yes, in 2021, if you could phrase what you want in 3 words, what would that be?
I want to be healthy, body, mind, and soul. I want to, I don't know, just continue to be bigger and greater. You know, I've had a great, I'm very brave, so a lot of the things that, and I'm very courageous, so I just do things and hope for the best. But yeah, 2021 is a big year. I started my radio show on iHeartRadio. Yeah, I've joined iHeartRadio, which is great. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm off to live in New York and start that challenge and see how that goes. So that's what 2021 brings, and I think every year I like to challenge myself. So here we go. Let's hope for the best.
Cool. Thank you, B. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks so much.
Congratulations, Bonam Mateva, our Woman of the Year for GQ Men of the Year 2020 in association with Hennessy V.S.O.P Privilège, and of course our proud partners, Hugo Boss, as well as Lexus South Africa. A big round of applause one more time. The next categories we're going to be awarding are the Designer of the Year as well as the Editors Award, and that will be coming through shortly after a quick music break, jamming into those categories with, of course, a bit of music from Easy Freaks will be taking to the stage just now. Remember to interact with the event on social media at GQ South Africa. That's the handle on Instagram and Twitter, as well as GQ South Africa on Facebook, and that hashtag is GQMOTY.
Hello, hi, Tabo. How are you?
Well, thank you. How is it?
Good. I think it's been a night of conversation. It's been a night of engaging. So tell us about Lexus this year. How 2020 was different for all of us. How different was Lexus this year?
Look, I won't really comment about how different. More about what a difficult year it's been for people, for families, for the business. We, as people remember, when lockdown started, businesses were closed, only essential services were allowed to operate at the time. And of course, towards alert level 3, we were allowed to start selling cars again. And selling cars also means business. It means mobility for the people, but it also means food on the table for the actual people who work for the brand at the front line. So it's been a difficult year, but we did manage to at least sell some cars, and we're very thankful to the new customers as well as the loyal customers.
And you're so big on innovation as a brand. Tell us about some of your key innovations recently.
Look, the advert that people just saw now is a Lexus hybrid campaign that we're working on. Lexus is very big on technology. We are a luxury brand, but our typical customer is somebody who loves driving. Most Lexus cars are typical driver cars. We're very big on technology, safety spec, and of course, there's a hybrid offering for most, at least 65% of our vehicles. And that's the direction the brand wants to take, a hybrid for every single model, which actually lowers the emissions.
Cool. And speaking of innovation, and you're giving away the next award, the Designer of the Year. You can stand and then let us know who we are choosing this year's Designer of the Year and who you wanted to align with as a brand. Who will get to test drive the...
He or she, it's a he. He will test drive one of our vehicles early next year. He'll get it for a week period.
Oh, nice.
And I hope he'll enjoy the drive. I often say it's very difficult to have a conversation about Lexus without talking about design, craftsmanship, attention to detail in the works. And that's why we wanted to actually give away the Designer of the Year award, because there's so much synergy between the two careers.
Designer of the Year?
Designer of the Year?
For Men of the Year, GQ Men of the Year 2020. Designer of the Year, who also won Breakout Star of last year. He's had a brilliant year.
Gentlemen, Tebe is the Designer of the Year. Please welcome him on stage.
Mr. Magugu, I think your microphone is that one. It's a different, new sanitized microphone, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, GQ, for such an incredible award, and thank you, Lexus. You know, those who know me know that I'm not a man of many words. I'll be very, very quick. So I started my brand in 2016, essentially as a sort of living documentation of my culture and my heritage. So I'm Soto and Tswana, two people I think most known for their rich storytelling and their work in handwork and craft. And I like to think that I continue that with the work that I do in fashion. You know, this year I was lucky enough to be invited to Paris Fashion Week, and my inspiration for the season was, the name of it was Ipopeng Extension, which is the name of the township where I'm from, because it was a collection inspired by the people who sort of raised me. So I think preservation of our culture is really critical, and I think all of us in this room are doing it in our respective ways. So thank you so much.
So Tebe was saying that he's a bit shy to chat. So our next award, the next award we're giving away, I'll stand here. The next award we're giving away is the Editor's Award. This award is basically an award that myself as the editor-in-chief for GQ look at and decide to say, who would I like to award? Who do I feel has played a huge role in terms of culture, who has been inspirational, and who has been absolutely excellent. And unfortunately, the recipient could not make it, but she is a trailblazer. She is a cultural icon. She has collaborated with every brand, from alcohol brands, car brands, anything, you name it. So the award the Editor's Award for GQ Man of the Year 2020 goes to Dr. Esther Mahlangu. So we just give her a hand. Dr. Esther could not join us tonight, but she did send through her regards. Tabiso?
Thank you very much. And a huge round of applause for our winners, Dr. Esther Mahlangu, Tebe Makunku in this category. This is really fantastic as we near the end of the program. I hope everybody's got a drink at their table. The Hennessy. Have you all got your Hennessy V.S.O.P, your cognac in your glasses? Has everybody got a drink? Okay, it seems that everybody's got a drink. If you haven't got a drink, I see there's a few people without drinks here. We'll make sure that we organize those for you.
Yeah, during the break,
During the break. We are going to take a quick one. But congratulations, Tebe, and congratulations to Lexus. It's fantastic
Tebe is so relieved. He doesn't have to say anything. Oh gosh, I don't have to say anything.
Oh, yeah, Tebe, by the way, one more question we wanted to ask you. How do you see the world of fashion collaborating with the world of business and being able to really marry the worlds of culture and sustainability? I'm just giving you a tough time. Congratulations to all our winners. Of course, a DJ break. And on the other side of this, we will be having, of course, a Hennessy chat and, of course, a big award for the night that you want to make sure that you stick around for. That hashtag again on social media, GQMOTY. Going to invite on stage the representative for Hennessy South Africa, and we're looking at Hennessy V.S.O.P Privilège as of course, the proud partners of the GQ Men of the Year 2020. And I'd like to call on stage Ledwaba, Komoto Ledwaba, who is the brand manager for Hennessy. But before he steps on stage, they also have prepared a video for us to check out. Beautiful, beautiful. And you see that coming through. I think the same characteristics come through in all of the winners that we have celebrated tonight and that we continue to celebrate tonight. It's about recognizing people who are able to continue and just trailblaze even when they feel like they've come to an end. It's about never stopping and never settling. And here to tell us all about that, once again, please, ladies and gents, a warm welcome for the brand manager of Hennessy. It's Komoto Ledwaba.
Hey, Komozo. How are you doing?
Good yourself.
Good. So, Hennessy V.S.O.P Privilège. It's the second year in a row where we are partnering together for Men of the Year, and also you are the category sponsor for Lifetime Achievement Award. So just take me through briefly, why the Lifetime Achievement Award? Why does it mean so much to you as a brand? And also the partnership with GQ Man of the Year.
So, Molefe, I think for Hennessy and GQ, we always look for brands that share the same philosophy. And if there's one thing that's great between this partnership is that is amazing synergy that exists between GQ and Hennessy. As Hennessy, we've existed for over 250 years, and that's a very, very long time for brands to still be relevant today. And this just shows the kind of tenacity that the brand embodies. And it's all about looking beyond the horizon, about empowering that individuals to never stop, never settle. And we believe that the Lifetime Achievement Award, it's about those individuals that embody that attitude of never stop, never settle. These are individuals that would have seen through different challenges in life. And we know that we are seeing this challenge that we're facing today, which is obviously the 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic. And we've been through quite a lot over time. And it's amazing for brands to see themselves over that kind of hill. And the Lifetime Achievement individual today is that kind of person that has seen himself through over the amount and amount of hurdles. And, we want to celebrate that today with GQ, with the individual, and continue to say, never stop, never settle. The sky is the limit.
Yes.
No pun. He's looking at me, knows. But anyways, yeah, definitely.
Cool. So please get on the podium and then just announce our Lifetime Achievement Award. Super exciting.
Okay.
Yes.
Today, guys, as the Hennessy brand manager, I'm here and I'm honored to honor this individual today who has embodied the never stop, never settle attitude throughout his life. This man is a man that is responsible for a lot of young men, inspiring and bringing hope to our townships, to our South African young men. He's the man that took South African football to the world. He brought the world to South African football. He was responsible and played a very integral role to us getting the 2010 World Cup. He played a very, very integral role to us having a top 10 soccer league in South Africa, to us filling up a 90,000 people stadium today whenever there's a game. The derby, we all know it. We all have been to it. If you haven't been to it, trust me, please go, after COVID, obviously. But today I just want to announce this man, and it's unfortunate that he couldn't join us, but we've got a carbon copy here to join us today. The Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Kaiser Chincha Guluva Jr. You. Not junior, senior, obviously, but junior is here today with us.
Wonderful.
If I can, just, do I take a picture first? Okay, sure. Good evening, everyone. If I may, just indulge me for just 1 second. I think this is a massive thank you, like a very, very humbling and huge thank you to GQ, to all the decision makers, of course, who could have chosen many a gentleman, especially during this COVID-19 time, where people have actually gone out of their way and really. I mean, I've seen some people who've been doing amazing things this year. So, from my side personally, just a big thank you to you and everyone who recognized the chairman. If I may just speak about Datim Dong, so I call him my chairman. We might think that this is to do with football, and I want to just beg to differ slightly. If we look at the role that a young black man played in South Africa, where a black person, a young black man, wasn't allowed to own property, had no reason to succeed, when he stepped up and created not a football club, but a platform, an identity for African people at the time, with such stories where a lot of people wouldn't know or realize, where in a time when we're fighting for our pride as a nation, as a country, there was very few places five black men could sit down, 5 black women could sit down in a group. If they did, they were seen as terrorists. They'll get arrested. So what better platform to plan, to have strategies about freedom for our nation in a football stadium? We see the derby today, as you've mentioned, and we might think it's 11 or 22 players in the field playing against each other, but in reality, in the change room, you find Tate Mandela, or Tambo, all our struggle heroes that we look today sitting in a change room in a football pitch at Orlando Stadium, planning next steps to freedom. And those are stories that haven't been told and hopefully will get told later as time goes on, but it just illustrates the level of importance, the significance of what was actually taking place at that moment in time. For a place where we find oppressed people going to work, being told that they're nothing, being told that they have nothing, that they will be nothing, to come back into a township which is designated and created to highlight the fact that they have nothing. Go to a stadium, feel important. Go to a stadium, get a sense of pride. Go to work knowing that, well, they are something. They are special, they are human beings. They are talented. They have a role to play in society. I think that Mdong, if you look at the countless many jobs he's created, the countless many lives he's touched, platform is given to the informal economy around where, instead of going and getting a degree, staying for another couple of years, getting work experience, people on the ground who were able to sell food at a stadium, who were able to sell whatever they could at that stadium, touching the economy in a way that someone sitting with a degree in the best financial institution didn't. And I think for me, it's a massive honor to stand here before you. I know he really wanted to be here. He has just turned 75, going on 76, and as being the chairman, he's always very astute, and these are the times when he does follow the rules. So he's staying at home, sends his love, and I think before I do just end off, why it's also inspiring to me is that we are sitting here getting awards for being good people. I'm seeing a lot of the individuals who will receive awards from this great institution, which is GQ, for being good people. And I think a very important reason I mention that is because our motto at Amakosi it's Amakosi for life, but it's love and peace. And if you realize the history about how this club itself was formed, it was formed in a very tumultuous time when there was infighting within the biggest club in Soweto. Orlando Pirates was the one that was the force in the machine. But there was massive unrest on a social level. Those are things that a lot of people don't really understand, don't really know the context behind. And hopefully in time we can share the stories of such African icons also while they're still alive. But at a time of turmoil and time of violence, at a time of dismay, he said, you know what? Let's have a slogan that says love and peace. And I think why that's so profound is because many of the heroes that I look up to, many of the heroes who make the biggest difference in the world, they form their principles on love, care, thinking about their fellow human being, and understanding that it's not about them, it's always about other people. And that's why looking at the room today, we're looking at the awards that will be handing out for selfless work. And I think it bears testimony to that and he's always telling us that it's never about, even if he was here standing here, I know a word I actually must mention, he'd probably say, listen, please listen, it was never about me alone. It was never about me. I had teammates, people who were doing the admin, I had people who were around me. It was always about the collective. And one touching story that he always tells us and reminds us again is that in the football pitch, with all the injustices that we have right now and all the issues that we have as a nation, 26 years on in democracy, he would always mention the fact that if you're going on the pitch, your son would have food on his table, some of you will drive sports cars, people walk across and they'll greet you, and that will touch your ego. But if you realize what really is important is that people will put food on your table, you play a whole career of 10 years, you'll never meet those people, you never meet those families, they will have literally nothing, they will travel hundreds of kilometers just to come to watch a football pitch forget all the troubles that they're facing on Monday that's coming up, where they might not even know where they're going to get their next meal from, but they know that they've scraped around somehow that small bits to buy tickets to come and watch you play a sport. They leave just with a smile on their face. And that's exactly what I think the gentleman spoke to, is that you think you are giving somebody something, but you end up receiving more. But I do know that that speaks to what's really important in life. Nothing material, but things that are what this award speaks to, lifetime achievement, and things that won't be forgiven, won't be forgotten, which are the fundamentals of being a good human being. Love, care, respecting yourself, respecting people, understanding that it's not about you, understanding that we need to create a future and a society for the next generations. Those are things that are sustainable. Those are things that will never be forgotten. I could wear the best shoes today. I could drive the best car tomorrow. It's forgotten. It stays here. But when you go and you share your heart, when you go and you operate from a place of love and care for somebody else, it stays forever. So I want to say a big thank you. And I know that he's at home. We've been trying to, show him Instagram. Actually, he's on the account right now, the team's account. You'd be surprised. He's very savvy. He's their team's account now, looking at the DMs. He's the one who's, he's watching it, and he really is. So I know he's very proud where he is. And I think there was no words that I could find fit for me to speak about a king. For me, he's a king. He's a king of kings. He is a true leader amongst leaders. He is a chairman of chairmans. And I thank you all for actually staying and watching and supporting what he has done and what he's achieved. And I know there's no words that I could say that could ever do it justice. It's an emotional time for me because I understand that he has worked so hard, and it's very, very seldom where you get recognition when you're still around, and when people can still clap for you and you can still hear it. So I want to say thank you again. I can never say thank you more. And I hope you have a good night, and God bless you from him. I'm a Kosi for life.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Cool. Thank you.
And, oh yes, I want to correct. Yeah, "Sky's the limit" is a funny slogan from a team in Pretoria. We don't mention that in Soweto. Thank you.
Cool. I think time is up.
Congratulations, of course, once again to our Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, the King, Kaiser Motau, of course, of Kaiser Chiefs, Abafana Bogutula Nokolo, the Glamour Boys, the Pifani Glamour Boys, as they are affectionately known. Such a beautiful speech, of course, Kaiser Motau Jr. that has delivered here tonight. Really beautiful stuff, and it's been so inspiring, and I think that that's really the way to end a night like this, where we recognize and we celebrate all the amazing people who go out there, live their lives, and really spend so much of their time and their lives and their work impacting positively the lives of others, and they do so effortlessly. They do it no matter what. They do it even during the most challenging times. And so a huge congratulations to every single one of our winners or our recipients or honorees tonight of the GQ Men of the Year 2020 in association with Hennessy V.S.O.P Privilège and in proud partnership with Hugo Boss South Africa and Lexus South Africa. And now I'd like to call Komuso back, of course, on stage, Komuso Ledoba, because we've got to do a Hennessy Toast. And we are not about to do a Hennessy Toast in your absence. No, not without you here on stage. Okay. So please, have you got your drink? Has everybody got a drink? Has everybody got their Hennessy there in front of them? And
so let's do vote of thanks first.
Yes, okay.
Then we do the toast. Okay. All right, cool.
All right, so that's
all right, cool.
So
Komoto, you can take a sit.
You
guys can take a sit, yeah? Cool. So we would just... So this evening has been absolutely... amazing, not the right word. It's been just right. Like what Kaiser Jr. was explaining, people are being honored for doing good, which is just really great. And I think it's really great at a time when there's so much happening in the world for us to gather and celebrate people who are just shedding light in all their different fields. So I'd like to thank each and every one of the winners, each and every one of the attendees for coming through to join us for GQ Man of the Year. I'd like to thank Hennessy V.S.O.P Privilège for being our proud partner, as well as Hugo Boss, Boss Perfumes, and Lexus for being just just coming on board and celebrating with us. There are just a few just a few more mentions that I'd like to mention. I'd like to thank Unilever for their Dove Men gift bags. I think the winners will see that they've got those, as well as some goodie bags that we have outside. We'd like to thank Hugo Boss for the Hugo Boss bottles, fragrances, Hennessy for the 10 bottles of the Hennessy V.S.O.P for the 10 winners. I've got a bottle. When I got announced as editor-in-chief, you guys sent a bottle. I cannot wait to drink it. Literally, Christmas, it's on. So GQ Magazine as well. I'd like to thank everyone from the team for being absolutely just the best. So one person I'd like to call on stage, Ms. Tobile. Ms. Tobile, may you please come through? Tobile is our head of events. Can you please come through here? Can we please give Tobile a round of applause? She has been working together with the team non-stop. Ms. Tobile, please come through. We just want to just say thank you. We want to see you, and we want to say we really appreciate your efforts. Please come through, Ms. Tobile. Come through, come through. Yes, indeed, come through. No, she's quite shy. She doesn't need to say anything. I'd like you to please just take a seat right there on that seat that you said for the ladies is right there. And when we do the toast, we're going to do the toast with you. Reason why I called Ms. Tobile on stage is when we work with events, we work, like the whole team has been working tirelessly. And she's the head of events, and she's had a lot of sleepless nights. She had a lot of heart palpitations. She's had a lot of stress, including for myself, and dealing with people. So we just want to say thank you. We see you. We appreciate you. We see you. We had flowers. I forgot to bring them. So I will make a plan for that. But we totally appreciate you, and we thank you for that, Ms. Tobile. So that's our head of events. And we also like to thank Paulo for the caps that we're giving away in our goodie bags, as well as Big Solel for the grooming kits that they are giving away. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'd like to end off the evening with a toast. Ms. Tobile, here's one for you. Tabiso, woo. One for you. And Homotso, you have one. So lead us in a toast, will you, or do you want me to do it? So here is to GQ Man of the Year 2020. Here's to all our partners. Here's to being just exceptional human beings, exceptional men, and here's to everyone. Here's to hoping 2021 will be better, and just really all praying for that vaccine. Cheers. Cheers. Thank you. DJ. Yes, so forgot to mention, the DJ is going to be here for another hour, so we all can just party, let our hairs down, and just enjoy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Cheers.